Shalom. Shalom Aleichem can be found on page 142. Please join me. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elyon. Mi melech malchei hamelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bo'achem. Bo'achem leshalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon. Melech malchei hamelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni leshalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon. Melech malchei hamelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem leshalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon. Melech malchei hamelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's wonderful to be back for another Shabbat with everyone here, whether you're joining us in person or, as I like to say, through the magic of the internet. Of course, I've been away for the past couple of weeks, so it's really good to get back to be here in community with all of you. I'll talk about a little bit about where I was the past couple of weeks in a moment, but it's such a wonderful thing for Shabbat to roll around again every week, for us to bring in a Shabbat of peace and hopefully of joy, even if we're coming out of some challenging moments from this week. Again, we'll talk about that in a moment. But first, as we begin every Shabbat, we begin by bringing in light and bringing light into our world. And so I invite forward Lexi and Steve Goldsmith to help lead us in our Shabbat candle lighting, which can be found on page 120. And again, just in case, if you look at the bottom of the page, there may be two sets of numbers. You're looking at the larger numbers in the brackets in the blue ink. Come on up.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, who sanctifies us with mitzvot and commands us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Wonderful. And I'll invite everyone to please rise as we turn to page 123. I will hand this off to Steve so he can lead us in our introduction to the Kiddush.
And there was evening and there was morning, the sixth day. The heaven and earth were finished in all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all work of creation that God had done.
And together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei
I used to make a joke that it was Manischewitz, so it was a great year, but with the new carpet, we don't use the red Manischewitz anymore. You may be seated.
Maybe it's still going to be a good year.
Yep. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Lexi and Steve. Good evening, everyone. Oh, let's try that again. Good evening, everyone. Of course, I already did Shabbat Shalom, so good evening right now. I'll be very honest. This is not the sermon I wanted to give this evening. This is not the topic I wanted to focus on this Shabbat. This week, I just got back from 2 weeks working on faculty at our regional Reformed Jewish summer camp, Goldman Union Camp Institute, lovingly called Gucci. And it is magical. I had hoped for this Devar to share some of these amazing experiences and, as numerous studies have shown, to say, if we really want our kids, our grandkids, our future kids, or any significant young people in our lives to learn to love being Jewish, to internalize Jewish values, and authentically integrate them into their everyday actions, if we want them to grow into mensches, to love Jewish community and the Jewish people, then send them to camp. Send them to Gucci, or another deeply authentic Jewish summer camp. Because even though camp is not the only way nor only factor in instilling these values, the Jewish community and the Jewish pride created there is magical. This is the message I wanted to give this Shabbat. Unfortunately, as I returned to UH on Tuesday, news broke of an entirely different, truly opposite event that, due to both its proximity and its severity, demands our focus and must be addressed in more ways than one. Early Tuesday morning in Clayton, 3 cars were set ablaze and anti-Semitic messages were written in the street as a Jewish individual and their family were targeted in an act of anti-Israel violence and anti-Jewish hate. Importantly, though unfortunate that it is necessary, our Jewish community was prepared to respond. The major communal Jewish organizations of St. Louis put out a joint statement saying definitively, "This is more than vandalism. It is a hateful act of intimidation and only the latest example of what happens when anti-Semitic and anti-Israel rhetoric are normalized." This is precisely correct. We know from far too many instances of history, and Jewish history in particular, that language matters. That rhetoric, particularly hateful, targeted rhetoric, all too often leads to action, and that action often includes violence. We also know from the same truth of history that violence against property tends to be a precursor to and go hand in hand with violence against people, which we have already seen from the attacks in Washington and Boulder. Thus, this incident and this statement must be elevated and absolute. The targeting of Jews, anti-Semitism, and hateful anti-Israel rhetoric, like all forms of hate, is unacceptable, and every incident must be called out by all people, not just Jews, to prevent future violence. Positively, following the incident on Tuesday, this was partially the case. Though not as much as it should have been, many segments of national news did report, at least briefly, on this incident, and it was consistently condemned as an act of anti-Semitic hatred and violence. Additionally, many community leaders did reach out to the Jewish community and the targets of the violence to express their support and again condemn the anti-Semitic act and anti-Israel hatred. Moreover, and more personally, UH and I know I have received messages of support from our fellow St. Louis clergy from multiple faith communities, reaching out to see how we are doing and to offer their disgust and their condemnation of the incident. This is very much appreciated and no small thing. It is an important foundational step in the ever-present effort to combat anti-Semitism and hatred in all forms. And after thanking them, I also reminded them that the best way they can support us, the Jewish community, is by calling out this anti-Semitism, this hatred in their own spheres of influence, in their own communities. Indeed, this is something we all can do. Don't just talk to fellow Jews, but talk about it with other friends and our neighbors. And when non-Jews acknowledge or express their support, thank them deeply and remind them that we as Jews know and understand the extent of anti-Semitism in our world today. We know. What we need is for non-Jews to learn about it, identify it, and call it out as well. That's the best way to combat hatred, all of us together. This, too, was in the statement of the major communal Jewish organizations of St. Louis. They said, and I will reiterate, we are a resilient community, and we will not be deterred in our quest to uproot anti-Semitism and hatred, alone and with our partners. Anti-Semitism is a social ill that must be rejected by all of society. We are resilient. We know that Jews, despite being less than 2.5% of the total population, are among the most targeted minorities of hate crimes. According to the recently released FBI report, this past year, Jews were the target of nearly 70% of religiously motivated hate crimes and 16% of all hate crimes of any motivation. And this disproportionate measure is nothing new. It's been true since reporting began in 1992 and probably for long before. But we are resilient, and we will and must continue to call out anti-Semitism and hatred in all its forms. Even more so, however, perhaps even more importantly, we are resilient, and we will continue celebrating and being proudly Jewish. As I said at the start, this was not the sermon I wanted to give this Shabbat. This was not the topic I had hoped to focus on. However, in a way, both of these, talking about camp and talking about anti-Semitism, can lead to the same point, the same message. For just as opportunities to live joyously and freely Jewishly, like Jewish summer camp, can strengthen our identities and motivate us to embrace Judaism in our lives, so too can our reaction to hatred, to anti-Semitism, spur us to greater connection, community, meaning, and even joy. This can be confusing and counterintuitive, but allow me to use a Jewish holiday which begins this evening as an allegory. And if you happen to read my Shabbat message this morning, you may know where I'm going. This evening, we begin the 15th of Av, or Tu B'Av, a minor and not well-known Jewish holiday, but one that celebrates love. Indeed, some Jews call this Jewish holiday celebrating love the Jewish Valentine's Day. I might disagree with that name, but it certainly celebrates love. This notion comes from a passage in the Mishnah, Ta'anit chapter 4. Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel said, "There were no days of joy in Israel greater than the 15th of Av and Yom Kippur. For on these days the daughters of Jerusalem would go out and dance in the vineyards, saying, "Lift up your eyes to consider whom you might choose." Whom you might choose. While most often we focus on the romantic aspect of this matchmaking story and holiday, this Shabbat, this Tu B'Av, I choose to focus on the choice aspect. Lift up your eyes to consider whom you might choose. When we are confronted with hatred and anti-Israel bias, when we are confronted with anti-Semitism and anti-Jewish violence, lift up your eyes. Hold your head up high and remain proud. Lift up your eyes and look around. Identify, name, and call out that hatred. But lift up your eyes and look around and make a choice. Do we choose to focus solely on that anti-Semitic hatred? Do we choose to give in to fear and intimidation, hiding who we are and minimizing our own identity? Or do we choose to look for the love and goodness in ourselves, our neighbors, and the world around us? Do we choose to embrace our identities, lean into Jewish community, and find ways to celebrate life joyously, with and out of love? I know my choice. After all, this is what our Torah portion, the Et Hanan, teaches us. In the words of our best-known prayer, "Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. So love Adonai with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might." Every time we say the Shema, morning, evening, and at services, we are encouraged to remember and embrace this oneness and the goodness in our life and in our Jewish identity. Even more so, we are encouraged to love it, to celebrate it with all our heart, our soul, and our might. The choice is ours. So, even in the shadow of hatred, let's choose to focus on and live with love, goodness, and joy. That's the heart of the Jewish experience, the core of Jewish community, the choice. The choice is what makes the magic happen, whether at camp or here at home. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Yishar koch.
We turn now to page 138, and let's invite in maybe a little bit of that magic of Shabbat as we welcome the Sabbath bride with Lecha Dodi.
Shabbat, לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, יאי לי לי, יאללה לה לה לי לך דודי, לה 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 לי לקראת קלה, לה 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 לי בני שבת, בני שבת נקווה ואוי ושלום, עטרת בלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, לה 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 נכה דודי, לה 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 לקראת קלה, לה 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 בני שבת, בני שבת נקווה, לה 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 נכה דודי, לה 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 לקראת קלה, לה 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 בני שבת, בני שבת נקווה.
We turn now to page 146 for the Baruch Hu.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד, ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
We read together in the middle of page 149. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv arvim. And on the top of page 151, as you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. And on page 152, that watchword of our faith, Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו, לעולם ועד. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד.
You may be seated as we turn to page 154 and chant together the Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
On 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. And so we sing that song of freedom, that song of hope and redemption, Mi Chamocha, on page 158.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יאי ללי, לי 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 לי, יאי ללי, לי 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 לי, יאי ללי, לי 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 לי, יאי ללי, לי 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 לי, יא לה 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 לה.
As we turn the page, we come to the Hashkivenu, a prayer that asks God to watch over and protect us as we lie down and as we wake up to life renewed. But instead, I'm going to have you direct your attention to the top of the other page on 161, as we are doing a special version of this, a slightly different one that is here for Tu B'Av, focusing on love.
Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, leshalom. Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, leshalom. V'ha'amidenu, shomreinu lechaim. Ufros aleinu, sukat shlomecha. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, leshalom. Hashkivenu.
And hopefully, with some love in our hearts, we turn to page 164, and I invite you to rise for the tefillah.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. Page 168. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. Page 170. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
You may be seated. We turn to page 177 and offer a prayer of gratitude together at the top of the page. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha u'lecha na'eh lehodot. And on page 178, we join together in our prayer for peace. Shalom. Grant abundant peace to Israel, your people forever, for you are the sovereign God of all peace. May it be pleasing to you to bless your people Israel in every season and moment with your peace. Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamivarech et amo Yisrael, ba'shalom.
Amen.
And in this section of our service, in these moments, we draw to mind those things that are close to our heart. And so as we have been praying for 673 days, we ask that God bring home and release the captives. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim. This to a prayer for the state of Israel on page 377. Avinu Shabashamayim Sur Yisrael V'Goelo, Barech et Midinat Yisrael, Reshit Smichat Gulatenu. Please join me in the English. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love, spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
Amen.
And we turn our thoughts a little closer to home, perhaps, to those in our lives, in our community, and around the world who could use prayers of healing and of health. If you're thinking of a loved one this evening, I invite you to please rise. And I invite you to share their names out loud. You may be seated. We join our prayers together in a prayer that's stronger in community, Mesha Beirach, on page 371.
Avotenu, Mekor HaBeracha. let us say, Amen.
In addition to this being Tu B'Av, a holiday about love, it is also Shabbat Nachamu, which is a Shabbat of comfort. And so as we pause here to say the prayers of our heart, may those two things be, of course, the things we hope and pray may come into this world. Please pray silently.
Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle to take care of one another. Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle with this world. Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami Yomar Eloheichem. Nachamu, Ami Yomar Eloheichem.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
My name's Sally Lang, and I'm a member of the UH Board of Trustees. I have a few announcements for you. Tomorrow here at UH, Torah study will be at 8:45 in the Spielberg Chapel and on Zoom. Shabbat morning service will be here in the Millstone Sanctuary and on live stream. Some upcoming events for all of our music lovers. There's still time to join your UH friends in Cantor Richmond on Thursdays from 6:30 to 8 o'clock p.m. in the Spielberg Chapel. The group is working on music for the High Holy Days. Kolrina Summerfest, featuring Neshama Karlbach, is on Sunday, August 17th at 4 p.m. at Clayton High School. And you can contact Kolrina for more information. Sunday, August 24th is a welcome back celebration. Unique Treasures will start the event off by offering a 20% off sale on all items, with a disclaimer here of exception of special orders and prayer books. That'll be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can join us for lunch at 11:30 a.m. to celebrate a new year, and you can also meet the religious school teachers. Hot dogs and chips provided. Please bring a side dish to share. These events and more can be found in our Sunday e-blast or digital bulletin, and also on the congregational calendar on the website. And with the holidays upon us, the memorial book for our Yisker book contains names of our dearly departed and also includes special readings, prayers, and the Kaddish. If you would like to keep a former entry, make changes, or submit a new entry, please submit them by Friday, August 22nd. Make sure for any additional information on classes, programs, to check the UH website. A thank you, as always, to our tech team for making it possible for all of us to be together in person and virtually. And check the website for gift shop hours, or call the office. Thank you.
If you couldn't tell, the High Holy Days are coming up fast. And so we are so excited to be celebrating another new year. And with that in mind, I really do hope that many of you will come to our welcome back celebration on the 24th. It'll be one of the first opportunities that we get to blow a shofar this year. I will invite you to try to blow a shofar too. If you know how, wonderful. If you want to learn, come and try it out. But we have lots of wonderful things that will be happening. And one wonderful thing we get to celebrate this evening as well is we're honored to send off Ben Fagan to go to visit Israel for a little while. You're leaving, you said, Tuesday from New York. And so whenever we have someone who's heading off to Israel, we love to give them an opportunity for a blessing. And so I'm going to invite Ben to join us on the bima, and we're going to head up to the ark. All the way up. People, I think, are always a little intimidated by those last two steps up, but we love to invite people up. The closer we can get, the better. And so, Ben, for you, we offer this prayer. May God, who blessed our ancestors, bless you and protect you as you're about to fulfill the mitzvah of visiting Israel. May you travel there safely and arrive in peace to the land we hold dear.
May it be God's will to guide you in peace. May God protect you from every danger on the way, from every difficulty on the path. May you encounter with Eretz Yisrael, transform and uplift you, and may the people and land of Israel be better for your visit. May you return safely from your trip, inspired and renewed.
And of course, we all say,
Amen.
And one of the things that we'll do before you run out of here this evening, I'm going to give you a dollar bill to take to Israel. Because one of the wonderful things that we love to do is make sure that we have a connection between the Jews here in the U.S. and everyone living in the land of Israel. This dollar bill will be signifying, it'll be a symbol for you to take with you on behalf of not only yourself but the whole UH congregation to find somewhere in Israel, maybe not at the Western Wall or at the airport necessarily, find somewhere in the land of Israel to give that dollar as tzedakah, as a way to show our continued support of the land and the state of Israel. And so I'm going to have you stay up here with us because we're going to invite everyone else to please rise and stand as we turn to page 586 and we join together in Aleinu L'Shabeach, which of course, as I like to say, reminds us that what we do here this evening doesn't stay here, but should carry with us into the rest of our week, and for you, Ben, on your way to Israel for sure.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 591. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
You may be seated, and Ben Nisiat Tova, have safe and wonderful travels on your way to Israel. Of course. And as we begin to conclude our service, we turn to page 597. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. This week, the heartfelt condolences of our congregation go out to the families of Joyce Klaban and Mike Newmark, for whom we are in the period of Shiva, the first week of mourning. We also remember Leonard Bain, for whom we are in the first 30 days of mourning, the period of Shloshim. And of course, we add to these those who have died at this time in seasons past, as we remember and hold in our hearts the yard site of Barney Abramsky, Abraham Arbetter, Fanny Barnholtz, Karen M. Bernhardt, Anna Bernstein, Pearl Ina Block, Minnie Breimer, Saul Claris, Gladys Cohen, Edward Kopelevitz, Rachel Simons Crown, Sam Davis, Ruth May Feldman, Sam Feldman, Max Gelfenbaum, Samuel Gill Gilberg, James M. Ginsberg, Arthur S. Goldberg, Jacob Goldman, Diane Goldsmith, Ada Goodman, Joseph Gordon, Rabbi Jerome W. Grolman, who served our congregation with distinction, Frank Hilton, Ellis German, Michael E. Kopman, Eva Korngold, Phil Megidson, Max R. Marion, Louisa Mayer, Herman Millstone, Minnie Niederberg, Edith Fisher Norton, Sam B. Oberman, Shirley J. Oberman, Dr. Paul M. Packman, Alan S. Polinsky, Harry Raines, Beverly Opper Rosenberg, Ann Rubin, Joe Samuelson, Ingram Samuelson, Molly Sandberg, Jacob N. Sapin, Milton Schramm, Eva Schauer, Michael J. Spielberg, Bernard J. Stockman, Joseph Strauss, William Trugman, May Walpert, Milton Walzer, David Weil, Elaine Wilansky, and Audrey L. Wolkowitz. If one of these loved ones is yours, I invite you to rise so that we may recognize their memory. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories forever be a blessing. And now I invite everyone to rise and stand with our mourners as we join together as one community and one family of humanity in the Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach irtei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, B'agala v'zman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olomei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal Shemei de'kudisha b'richu, Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran belma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all who mourn, to which we say, Amen. And so I hope this Shabbat you find moments for love, for comfort, for peace, and everything that Shabbat should bring. And so we'll conclude with
Oseh shalom.
Oseh Shalom.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. How are